Welcome to the Wrench and Ramble Show with your host, Sean Kirk.
So what's happening, Sean?
Oh, not a whole lot. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. Okay, we're starting out good. We got Living the Dream in the comments already. So great to see you here. Glad you're here. And we'll go ahead and get started here tonight. Or should we chat a little bit and then get started here? Give a chance.
Yeah, that's fine. You want to talk about the auctions a little bit?
Okay. Yep. So we've got the auctions going. We've got it's at atagsale.hibid.com, and we've got an auction going right now with I believe there's over 300 or no 500 items up, and I'll go ahead and bring that up so we can show that on screen.
So is there on a tag, is it a tag sale or a tag dot sale?
It's at atagsale.hibid.com.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and put it up on screen there. So you can see that. And so that's if you want to go to Hibid directly. We're going to have a website that will be showing things, but we've got plants in there if you're in the local area and you want to pick up. There's shrubs, trees, and then we get into other things as well here. So all kinds of items on the Hibid auctions.
So basically, I've got a nursery. That's my other business. I'm cleaning out the inventory on that because it's the end of the year. And then we're doing estates and consignments. So I took what I had left of inventory, and then we did a couple estates and stuff and put them all together. So there's going to be a miscellaneous variety of stuff that's in this auction. But eventually we'll have advertised auctions with more like items, I guess, so to say, more consistency.
Yeah, and I'm going to put it in the chat too. The address here for the sale, and I'll just go ahead and share that in there.
So I don't know, did you put shipping available on this auction, or are we not doing it on this one first?
They need to contact us. So just contact us if you are wanting something shipped out to you, and we'll take care of that for you. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Just a second here. There we go. We'll get going with the tool of the day here.
It's that time for Tool of the Day.
All right.
So I don't know what he was sticking his finger in there for, because obviously that's a crankcase half, and he got his finger stuck in there. So you see this little sausage moving around there, and
is that the oil dipstick hole that he's got his finger in?
I think he was the dipstick that put his finger in the hole.
That's right.
I don't know what was going on. I just saw the video. It's somebody in a foreign language. I'm not sure what that deciphers out to down at the bottom of the video there, but yeah, people do the oddest things. So you ever got like a ring stuck on your finger or something like that? I mean, if you try pulling directly out, it always like binds up because like your finger's tense and then it just swells a little bit. You have to basically just like turn it like back and forth and relax the finger, and then it'll slowly let go.
Right.
I mean, I've had stuff like that happen before, but dude must have really gone to town with his finger in that thing. It was pretty stuck there.
Yeah. Well, your finger's going to swell if you stick it in there. I mean, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
With having it in there. So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll hit the feature product here.
Now for today's featured product.
Tractor on fire. It's actually a steel loader working in a slag pit, handling 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit steel slag. Its $30,000 tires often catch fire, so water baths are used, but dropping slag into water could cause an explosion. Why is this tractor on fire?
Yeah, I saw that. I was sort of mesmerized by it because I wouldn't want to be the guy driving that thing around because you got flames that big on there. I mean, you could just ignite something.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like, that's just asking for something bad to happen. That's pretty crazy. So, yeah. And I guess that's normal to have your tires catch on fire and melt like that. And then you just drive through a puddle of water to cool
Where
it
it's
down.
blow up. And yeah, that's not, yeah, definitely not cool. All right.
We interrupt your program for some breaking news.
But I'd be in danger of actually falling down a well until we uncovered this one at my parents' 1830s cottage. I don't know what the building code is for covering up an old well like this, but I don't think disguising it as a deck is actually the right way to go. Especially a deck so rotten that it actually broke when we were trying to pull it up. The crazy thing is, the well was actually full of water. Like, really full of water. Because there was no sunlight getting in, the water was actually pretty clear, and you could just see that it went on and on for what seemed like forever. It's kind of astonishing that it's still here 200 years later. Somebody would have dug this by hand and then carefully lined the walls with rock all the way up. So let's find out together how deep it is. I did the old tie a rock to a string and drop it down the well measurement trick, and lo and behold, it's about 12.5 feet deep, which is terrifying. I genuinely think it would be hard to get out if you fell in. So with that in mind, allow me to balance on the edge and drop this light down for you all to see. It just disappears. What do we do with this thing? It seems kind of unsafe not to fill it in. Drop your ideas in the comments.
So the reason I picked this video for tonight, you remember my old house out in Springville?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I tore the front porch off. The house was built in 1875. When I tore the front porch off, underneath one of the slabs, my skid loader tire fell in a hole. It was the well just like this, and it was probably at least 20 or 30 feet deep, and it was lined with boulders and stuff, but I couldn't believe it. Like, when I'm just going along, I had a wheeled machine at the time. It wasn't tracked. So as soon as that tire went into it, like I just took a nosedive forward. But yeah, and what I did with it is I took a bunch of sand and kept filling it up with sand because the sand would work its way into a lot of those areas. I don't really know how else you do that short of like filling it with concrete or something, but I wasn't going to spend that kind of money. But it was pretty cool. It was like old fieldstone boulders instead of the limestone, and they just had dug that out by hand, obviously, and the house had a basement in there. And all that stuff was dug by hand back in the day, and then that's where they got their water, right out the front door.
It'd be cool to put maybe a screen or something like a platform that the water could get through in there. Stick some jets in there, and make yourself a hot tub out of it.
Well, I saw this other video. They had it was like over in like Great Britain, I think, where they found a well underneath the house when they started taking the planks off the floor. So then what they did is they made like a plexiglass top. So they worked that into the floor design. So you could actually see into the well, and they had it lit and stuff in the living room. I thought it was pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So that's why I put this video in there.
Yep. All right. Let me see here. Go ahead and hit.
Bon appetit.
Smoked jalapeno popper meatballs need to be on your menu for game day. Start by putting the meatball mixture together with ground beef, bacon, cheese, jalapeno, onion, breadcrumbs, eggs, bachan sweet and spicy, which is a new name, but it has that same great flavor. Scoop out some meat mixture, then flatten it down, add cream cheese, then roll it up into the meatball. Season them up with your favorite barbecue rub. The great thing about these is you can cook them in the oven or on the smoker. I'm smoking them at 225 for about 1 hour. Glaze them with bachans the last 15 minutes to allow that sauce to tack up. Then it's time to serve them up and dive.
So I love barbecue stuff, if you haven't been able to tell. But yeah, I saw these. I've never thought of sticking a chunk of cheese in them and then having something like that. And then that barbecue sauce, I've seen it at the store. I've just never bought it because it's like $10 a bottle and it's a small bottle. But I've seen a lot of these cooking videos that use that brand of sauce. So I was thinking about just getting it and see if it actually tastes good or not. I don't know. Have you used that before?
I haven't. I haven't even seen it before.
Yeah. It's at all the grocery stores around here. So
really,
it's sort of tempting me because like I'm a connoisseur of barbecue sauces. So
all right.
I'm not loyal to one thing. I always try to mix it up and find something that I think is going to be a little bit better. So I'm always buying like the off-brand stuff, like the specialty sauces and stuff. And I don't know. I might try that next time.
You'll have to do a barbecue segment. I think we need to add that.
Yeah, well, it's sort of getting out of barbecue season if you hadn't noticed already.
Right. Okay.
I guess I could barbecue, but it'd be cold.
So let's head into Bible Minute.
Time for today's Bible Minute.
Fear used to be, and I say used to be because I moved past it, was the fear of losing everything. But then I got to think, well, what's everything? Is it a house? Is it a car? Place to hunt? Ability to turkey call, shoot a bow, whatever it is, And then I got to thinking deeper on that, and in a weird way, I got to thinking, well, if a man's got what he needs, truly, with the salvation and understands God's grace, you could lose everything and gain more. And that's what hit me. And I realized that, man, I got to shape this up better because some of the things I could be chasing are not worth my effort as much as the things that if I'm left with just this.
So I put this in there for pride because, we chase all these things that make us a lot of money and different things, but really all we need, like you said, is salvation, and then we can build off of that. But I mean, if you don't know Christ, then you're chasing a lot of emptiness, and then you don't have that solid foundation in your life.
There's a lot of pride, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably the number one sin with everybody is pride. And most people don't know they're doing it.
Right.
It's a sneaky one.
So let's jump into politics here.
Current politics with Sean and Kirk.
Inflation, despite their lowly status, 8 billion pennies still add up to
$80 million. That's real money.
Trouble is, to get 80 million in pennies, the government spends $134 million. And to produce 1.3 billion nickels, as the mint did last year, costs $124 million, even though the coins are worth only about half that much. It's weird economics when it really comes down to it, isn't it?
Well, from our perspective at the United States Mint, it's unsustainable. You can't sustain losses on pennies and nickels and expect to be a viable organization that benefits the American people.
So what do you think about that? Getting rid of the penny, getting rid of the nickel?
That, I know it's coming, and I thought they had already decided that they were getting rid of the penny.
Yeah, they just stopped the pennies, I think it was a couple days ago.
Really?
Yeah. So, but the nickel, if you look at the costs of making that coinage, the nickel costs more to make than a nickel. And I think the dime is getting close. And then the quarter, it's like, I want to say like 15 cents, somewhere around there to make a quarter. So eventually that stuff's going to become obsolete. I would say relatively quick here. With the cost of everything.
I remember as a kid, and I just ran into this guy. I was helping out a couple of gals that do moves inside of a retirement home, And the guy come walking down the hall and he says, he goes, I know you don't I? And I go, yeah. And I told him who I was. And he goes, oh, yeah, I remember. And we were talking. But I remember as a little kid, his son was one of my buddies. And he had these jars, big glass water jug jars. And he threw pennies in there. And he bought a new Dodge pickup with the pennies that he saved up. Literally paid for in pennies.
Yeah, during COVID, so I have a jar inside the house, like a big jar. It's like probably 2.5 feet tall and probably 1.5 feet wide. I had like the first 3, maybe 4 inches filled with just pocket change, throwing that in there over the years. We took it and ran it through the coin machine at the bank. I had like $400 in change in there.
Yeah.
That normally you wouldn't care about, you discard, but that was just over a couple of years that we took in there. So I mean, it does add up, and everybody usually, a lot of times when I'm doing stuff at the register and it's like 10 or 5 cents or even 25 cents, people just be like, oh, I don't want the change. It's like, that adds up to a lot of money over the course of a year if people would just save that in a jar or something.
It's huge. It definitely is huge. And I can't imagine how many people actually even just throw away their change. My kid at one point he'd throw out pennies, and I'd like, give them here, I'll keep them. So
yeah. Well, here's another thing too. So if you're a coin nerd like I am, 1982 and before, the coins were made with copper. So the pennies that are in circulation that have those older dates, even if they're Lincoln Memorial pennies, they're made of copper. You'd have to Google or Chat GPT what it costs in copper in that, but I want to say it's like 3 cents worth of copper in that penny. So theoretically, you could take all these pennies and triple your money if you're able to pull them out of circulation. So I don't know what the value is, but I don't know what the law is on that either, because I thought there was something that you couldn't meld them, but people make jewelry and stuff like that all the time out of different coins, be the same sort of deal, I guess.
Sure, I'm just looking right here. Yeah, pennies minted before 1982 are 95% copper, and their value is 3.25 cents per penny is the copper value.
Yeah, so it's gone up last time I looked it up.
So there you go.
So save your copper pennies. Someday they're going to be worth a handful of money, but it's going to take you a lot of them to save up.
Yeah, and that would be pennies minted before 1982.
Yep. So some of the 82s are zinc, and then some of them are copper, depending on when that split was. But yeah, there's a lot of them running around. Probably you get a pocket full of change. Half the pennies are going to be copper, half are zinc.
Right. You were talking about jewelry, people using coins in jewelry, and I got this. I had this one necklace in an estate that I pulled out, and I'd seen that necklace before, and I ended up getting a gold testing kit, and the coin was gold in color, and I always thought it was just junk. And I ended up testing it, and I think that if I remember right, I put the gold coin on eBay, and it turns out it was real gold, and ended up getting over $300 out of it. I know I'd thrown those away before because I thought they were just junk.
Well, they made a lot of that stuff back in the 90s because, I mean, gold was, $300 an ounce or something like that. So you could take those and make a piece of jewelry and sell it for a couple $100 and turn a profit on it. I mean, nowadays, nobody in the right mind is going to do something like that. But
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff going around. I would see people like with, money clips and stuff. They'd have a gold coin on it and different things like that. And you wouldn't think anything of it. But, nowadays, I mean, a $10 gold piece is, $2,000. But yeah, that's too bad you threw those away. I mean, he's sitting on a gold mine right now.
It is, and so let me see. That was our that was our political video, wasn't it?
I did it political because there wasn't really much going on in the news today, unless you want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump. I mean, that's like the only other thing that's really been going out there. John Fetterman, I guess he fell. He had 20 stitches. Did you see that?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I felt bad for the guy. Like, dude, like his whole face is like all chopped up.
Really?
Like, doing okay, yeah. I find him interesting.
Yeah, okay. So Rex said, "Come on, being a collector, who could throw away a gold coin away?" Well, when you didn't know what you couldn't identify the gold coins from being just a cheap necklace, the imitation necklace. I learned my lesson. So yeah,
you didn't flip it over and see where it said United States of America.
It wasn't a U.S. coin. It was not a United States gold coin.
Oh, it was a foreign government. I got
you. Yeah. So, and I'm not the only one. As a matter of fact, a couple other guys. There's a buddy of mine that's done over 1,000 estate sales, and he's seen that go through his hands before too, and he never thought it was gold either. So we learned a lesson, and that happens. I mean, there are so many different things that you can find that's of value that can throw you for a loop. Well, Sean, just like you sent me some bears that your mom collects, and I would have thought those bears.
Somebody's got a yappy dog. They need to shut up.
Yeah, he's gone. I don't even know where he's at, but anyways, but yeah, like the bears, I would have never known that those bears were bringing in the $100 to $200 range, and so
yeah, they actually have a serial number on the rear tag of the bear, like they're all numbered. So
yeah.
It's like high end stuff. You've heard of Stife bears?
Yep.
So it's basically the new version of something like that, where they have movable joints and like they're like premium material and stuff. But yeah,
right. It's amazing on that kind of stuff. But
you got to know what to look for. Some stuff you think's complete junk and it's worth a fortune.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and now we'll move on to money.
Money, and
This morning, new details about the millions of dollars in rare Civil War era coins unearthed by a farmer in Kentucky.
So I was blown away, and I was like, tell me more.
The farmer, who's chosen to remain anonymous, told Kentucky Educational Television that he was walking through a cornfield last year when he found one coin, then another, adding, "I would never have believed what came next, things that only happen in dreams." He eventually found more than 700 gold and silver Civil War era coins in an undisclosed location worth more than $3 million. Jeff Garrett was contacted by the farmer and eventually met with him to establish the coin's authenticity and value.
He showed me 5 coins, and I'm like, and the condition of the coins were astounding. They're really like mint condition.
The coins had been buried for nearly 2 centuries and were presumably hidden from Confederate soldiers who had been raiding homes looking for gold. Putting them in the bank wasn't an option.
so you've got to make sure it's somewhere that can't be seen. It can't be in an obvious place inside the house. So, yeah, put it in the ground.
The coin surviving the elements for 160 years.
A gold coin can be buried for 2,000 years, and you can bring it up and it'll look like the day it was made.
The special PBS episode of Kentucky Life aired the full story of how the coins were found and eventually auctioned off for millions. The farmer who found them did keep a few as keepsakes.
I thought this was cool. I've seen a lot of different stories like this. I mean, over in like Europe and different places where they would have like the Romans bury coins and, all sorts of stuff over the years. But this was cool because I really like the American style coins. And I used to metal detect. I was a metal detecting nerd when I was a kid. And he's right. Like gold and silver coins, you dig them out of the ground, they look like just the day they were dropped. You don't have to clean them or anything.
That's amazing. All right.
You got a shout out from Drip Dog, Kirk.
Okay. Great seeing you. Thanks for joining us. All right. Let's go into this and that here.
Still their living room floorboards. We sanded across the grain as these boards were over 150 years old and had slightly cupped. Let's restore this pine floor.
And it looks nice. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So I've owned a couple houses that were built in the 1800s, and the houses had carpet all over the hardwood floors, or some of them I guess were pine, heart pine. But yeah, we refinished them, and man, that old stuff, it just looks amazing.
I love watching that happen and how they do the repair on that. And I don't know, did you see the mid-century modern furniture that I did? I went through. I did that for a couple of years where I was stripping it down and doing restoration on that.
Yeah, you were making new tops for stuff and using the bases.
Right, and it's amazing what you can do with that stuff. And I was doing it with veneers, and I just thought about that when I'm watching that video, and just really enjoyed those.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's fun to see how that stuff turns out.
Yeah, and I don't have an artistic bone in my body, and I would do some just really nice work, and it just really surprised me with that. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit the next one. No sound on this one.
No, I don't know what was going on with the sound, but you might have to play this one again. So I showed this one mainly there, like with the carburetors. If you don't relieve the pressure on the fuel tank, so see how all that fuel sprayed all over the place?
Right.
So I always try to do that. Like sometimes I get in a hurry and I just forget to do it, and then it like sprays me, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to, take the pressure out of the fuel tank. But And then the carburetor, he's got that opened up, and there's a screen in there. So a lot of people don't know that it's not just a new carburetor you need or it's a rebuild. Sometimes it's just a matter of actually cleaning out the screen. I don't usually see stuff plugged in the screen as bad as this. I mean, these are videos that are made in, I don't know, like a South American country or something. So they're probably not servicing their stuff as much as we do in America here, I guess. But yeah, just cleaning the stuff out is half the battle, because sometimes you don't have to replace anything. You know, I've been able to clean carburetors before, just taking them apart and dropping them in the ultrasonic cleaner, and they work just fine when I put them back in the machine. But just watch out for that fuel line spraying you, because you're always going to have some pressure build up on whatever 2-cycle equipment you're using. So always make sure you take that cap off to relieve the pressure first. That's just my little reminder.
All right, we'll jump to the next one.
We were talking about melting pennies. So
Oh yeah, it's got a nice smoker.
yeah, he missed the spot there for a minute.
Yeah.
See, I would have edited that out if it was took a lot of copper to make those little bars.
Yeah.
But you were talking about maybe getting like a smelter and doing that for like gold and silver stuff.
Right.
That'd be sort of fun, but that's be pretty dangerous there. Molting metal.
I'd let you do it.
I was gonna say, like, you come up with the idea, but I don't think that would be like a safe thing to do with Kirk behind the wheels of pouring the molten lava.
Yeah, I'll just send it all over to you and let you do it.
I always wanted to get one. It's not like I got gold and silver sitting around like that where I'd have enough to melt. But I mean, if you're getting this stuff out of the States and you know it's silverware or junk jewelry and stuff, I mean, save up a bag or two of that stuff. You're gonna have plenty of stuff to smelt. So I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to do that process. You know, you take this whole big thing and then you end up with the bar like the size of your toenail or something.
Right. Right. It's amazing. Then you'd have to have the tester. The tester for purity is like, I don't know, they get like $13,000 to $18,000 for those yellow guns.
Jeez. I don't think we're going to be melting that much metal.
No. Well, you'd have somebody else test it for you to see what you get for purity.
Yeah.
You'd be okay.
Everybody's been wondering, can my house flood because I have 6 feet of water against my foundation, and I want to answer that for you. Guys, look over there. You see the edge? That's a negative edge. Let me go show you what that is. That is the negative edge off our pond. Water level cannot change. It only goes that high, and then it falls off this waterfall, kids. It cannot get any higher than it is, and that's why our water quality is so amazing, because no debris can collect on this.
Yeah, so I have built a lot of ponds over the years, and I thought that was a sweet pond. So
right,
I don't know what you think about that, but that's a pretty cool idea he's got there.
Yeah, I definitely love it, and the drop off is great to have that much drop off.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
See, where we live, in the wintertime, you could have a nice skating rink right outside your house there too.
Yeah, I thought about that because my pond in Springville, when I lived out there, that was like a 1/4 acre pond. And I mean, when it froze over, if it froze over good, you could walk all the way out in the middle on it.
Now, does your pond that you have there at the shop, does that freeze over? Or?
Yeah, it'll freeze over. It's exposed enough where it's not really shielded and protected. So yeah, if we get a streak where it's probably 20 degrees or lower cold, I mean, there's probably 4 or 5 inches of ice there.
Really?
Yeah, you could walk straight out on that. It's not super deep, but
okay. Here we go next.
So yeah, I thought that was cool. A lot of the guys that are arborists, I'm sure they can tell you stories of what they found in trees, hollow trees, cutting them down and stuff like that. Raccoons or something like that going flying out of them. But I remember the reason I posted this one is because when I was a kid, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. We were over at my uncle's. We're cutting a tree down, and he cut the tree with the chainsaw, and there was baby squirrels in the air. Ended up cutting the leg off of one of them, and then to put the thing out of its misery or whatever, I remember him taking it and hitting it over the head with a hammer so it wouldn't have to suffer. But I was like 6 years old and traumatized by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that. I mean, that reminded me of my childhood on that one.
All right, let's go with what do we got for our next one here? Okay.
So Christmas is right around the corner. There you go. You can make your presents, Kirk.
That would be great. I at first it was so red, and then when you got close up on the picture there or on the video, it's like right there. I'm like, it's a piece of plastic.
Yeah, you would probably go grab that, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think so.
Notice how he's holding the end with some pliers so you can't touch it.
Right.
They look pretty cool. I was watching another video where they take like the cast iron pots and then they like clean them and they re-season them. Well, the pots that they're cleaning, sometimes they have hairline cracks that you couldn't see when it was dirty. So then the guy ends up taking those and cutting out spatulas. So the handle, he'll like cut them out and use the spatula. And I mean, they're pretty sweet looking, but that reminded me too. I was just doom scrolling on Facebook the other day, and I saw that video and I saw the other one. So that's the one that made it. The other one was too long.
All right.
Yeah, there's like 9 guys in a row with backpack blowers, or 10 maybe.
Yeah, you need a few more there going at it.
Yeah, that's a little too much. When like guys are like, hey, we need to work in teams, like, yeah, that's way too big of a team for what they're doing on that. Not a good use of manpower, but I think they're just doing it for the video, obviously, but you never know.
Sure. Okay. Got the next one.
So you're a big car guy. Did you ever have stuff like that done on the cars when you were buying and selling back in the day?
I actually did do that myself.
Really? It
Yeah.
doesn't turn out good?
Yes, it's unbelievable. I had a black Lincoln LS that I'm watching that video and I remembered it, and it looked like it had a BB or had a spray or like a sandblast spray on the door on this black Lincoln. And I literally had sold the car and they were coming to pick it up, and I had like 3 or 4 hours to do it. I literally used a spray can and went in there and wet sanded it, and then just kept on doing it. And they showed up, and the door was absolutely perfect. It matched the car great, but there was a black car. That car that they were working on was silver. That's harder to do with the silver, because you have so much metallic in it. But man, you'd be surprised how you do it. And I did it on my Ferrari too.
Did you?
Yeah.
That'd be a little nerve-wracking.
It really wasn't. It actually was pretty easy to do. Again, black car, and easy to do with black paint on. White and black is real easy to do that with. Metallics are like on that type of scratch. It could, if you don't have the color just right, then you can still see the line with it, because the shades, you're filling it in, and it's going to have the difference. So you really got to make sure you have that color match to get that thing done. But yeah, it's satisfying to see the result on stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay, let me see. I think that was the last this and that here. Yeah, on that. Okay, so the moment Sean's been waiting for.
Kirk's Car Corner.
Today's episode of Kirk's Car Corner.
Okay, so let me get this here. Now this one is interesting because this guy's talking about a 1979 Z28, and this is what I had for my high school car. And when I first saw this video, I'm sitting here thinking, there's my car, my high school car is actually matched, but I'll go ahead and start it. And this guy, well, I'll play the.
Known somebody that loved the car so much, they remember the last time it got rained on, and that last time was 41 years ago. Let's go meet Billy Martin and his 79 Camaro Z28. He got this for his graduation present when he was 17 years old, and he still has it today. What a cool guy.
My name is Billy Martin, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Born here, raised here, and been here all my life.
And you're kind of a car guy, right?
So when I saw the picture from here, right here,
yeah,
I was really tripping, because my car, I got mine on my 16th birthday, and it was this exact color, and the pinstriping from this vantage point, it had the exact same pinstriping, it had the same Z28 stripes, and these wheels that are on the car, the turbine wheels with the gold inserts, you can't find them anyplace. And I would actually love to build a 79 Z28 and do it exactly like what my car was in high school. Now, as the video goes on, this car has T-tops, so mine did not have T-tops. And the seats have cloth inserts on them. But this car is very, very close to what my car looked like. That's what my car looked like going down the road. I even had fog lamps in the grill on my car. But yeah, it's just incredible on this vehicle on how close it was to my car. And I had the smoked headlight covers and the louvers at one time as well. But I took the smoked headlight covers off because I just they're kind of cheesy. But yeah, I would love to have do up a car and do it the exact same color as this. But anyways, yeah, very cool car.
Yeah, that's neat. I remember my first car, an '88 Cutlass Supreme SL.
Okay.
And I had that thing all decked out. I had the sound system in it. That was back in the '90s. You know what I mean? When everybody was tricking out their cars, doing the sound system. And then I sold that to get my first pickup truck for my business. But about 5 or 6 years after I sold it, I saw somebody driving the car, and I knew it was mine because it had a unique dent on the side. And I was like drooling over it. I wanted that car back. I regretted selling it, but I mean, I had to do what I had to do. So you probably felt the same way about yours when you got rid of it, didn't you?
Well, actually, what happened to mine, it's a sad story.
You have a lot of sad stories with cars.
That car died pretty close to your place. We just rebuilt the motor in it and had it underneath the hood, a sleeper, and one of the fuel lines was leaking onto the header and caught fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I don't know. Do you remember where Gerald Ake lived?
Huh.
There's a White House. It's just on Mount Vernon Road, right up from your place. But it's in the Bertram Township Fire Department zone.
Yeah.
And and so Bertram at the time, the fire department was a 2-stall garage for this place. And
oh yeah.
So the town, just for the audience, so they know that Bertram Township was actually probably about 5 to 6 miles, maybe not that far, but probably around 5 miles from the fire department. So all the volunteer fire department guys had to drive to the 2-stall garage to get the fire trucks out and get to you. So it took like 30 to 40 minutes to get the fire department to the car. And it burnt. It was just like, I just sat on the side of the road and watched it burn. So
yeah, I had the same experience with that fire department. Somebody lit the field on fire behind the nursery. It was a solid hour before the clowns decided to show up. I had the fire put out with my skid loader. Like it was there's probably a solid acre that was on fire back there, and they were nowhere to be found.
Well, they have a pretty decent sized fire department now too. I mean, but that doesn't mean anything. You'd think that they'd be faster, and there'd be more.
You would think, but
that's not the case. So
yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. You probably had plenty of time to watch it.
Oh my gosh, it was miserable to watch it.
It's probably like planes, trains, and automobiles. You're like standing out there with Steve Martin and John Kerry watching the thing go up.
Well, what's really bad is that this guy Daryl Lake, he was a stock car, he raced stock cars, dirt track stock cars, and they had just pulled in for the night after racing, and they had fire extinguishers on the trucks, obviously from being racers. And so I ran up and they gave me the fire extinguishers, ran down, was shooting the fire extinguisher on the motor and just almost got the fire out, and the fire extinguishers run out. And so it's got it down to just like this little flame of about amount of almost to a candle amount, and there was nothing I could do. It
and
just
picked back up, huh?
Yep. And we were trying everything, but just couldn't get it stopped. So we sat and watched the car burn. But
that sucks.
Yeah, I think there was a pizza delivery guy driving by or something, and he was trying to console me.
He
Like,
give you some free
dude,
pee.
just
See?
leave. So, anyways,
I think you can buff it out.
right? Yeah, that was a hard night.
Oh yeah,
to go through, but yeah, I'd still like to build the car again. Definitely have that car again.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's sad that yeah, it went out that way. You didn't really get to mourn it. You just got forced to watch it die.
Right, right. So, but anyways, all right. So, got anything else tonight?
No, I think that's it. You guys check out the auctions. You want to do another hit on that since we're
we can do that.
So throw in the link there. We're gonna do some high bid auctions. So keep eye on that stuff. I'll probably run some power equipment through there too, and then of course the state sale stuff. So we don't even know what we're gonna get. We're gonna be doing storage garages. So you guys watch Storage Wars on TV. We're not gonna do the yip. We're gonna take the whole garage and we're gonna liquidate it on high bids, regardless of what's in there. So you're gonna see some really cool stuff. Some stuff's just gonna be junk we throw away, but yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to watch.
All right. So, anyways, thanks for watching tonight, and we'll be back next Sunday night and have all new stuff. So, thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, we'll see you guys.